Hello everybody, so we're back to share the story that I originally was going to share the other day about our demon encounter.
So we had our friends come, and when they come every year, and of course we're in Mexico, so it's a lot of people vacation down here. We actually met our friend's brother, super cool guy, the night that we met with these people, but we didn't meet them before. I didn't see her.
It's the first time. We never met
her. We didn't even realize, honestly.
I knew the brother, but I haven't seen him in over 15 years.
Yeah.
I saw them walk in and I recognized him right away, and I just got this feeling in my stomach where, and I've never had this happen before, but I've noticed it more lately with people, and I couldn't identify it. In this case, it was no different. I was like, wow, what's that? I don't know.
When she first got there, she ran to the bathroom. She sits down, she's blonde, really big boobs, and she had sat down. I was starving. We had went to the beach the entire day, went snorkeling. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We get to this restaurant, they sit down, I lose my appetite, and I start getting these like stomach aches, not based off anxiety or anything, but I couldn't eat. And I was so hungry, I ordered nachos and chicken fingers, so I was like starving. My food comes, and I told Don, I whispered in his ear, and I said, I can't eat this. I don't know what's going on. I think I need to go home. And he was like, what are you feeling? I'm like, I haven't like had any alcohol, you know, I'm totally normal. I don't know what's going on. But
meanwhile, I was having my own interface after her just walking in the door. And so I think that was when I looked at you and I said, it's her.
Right. He's like, you think it's her? And I don't know. I don't know who it is. I was fine with the 5 people we were with. But come the other 2, it was...
Everything changed.
So I told him, I'm like, I need to go home. I can't eat this. I'm going to take it to go. The way home, I probably got about, I want to say like 20 miles away from her, and my appetite started to come back. I didn't think we were going to see them again, and we ended up going to a beach that we live next to, and they were there. We ended up seeing them on the way out. She's wearing a crochet bikini to a beach she can't get into the water with, so okay, it's obviously for show and attention. But what does she need? What does she need from us? What is our lesson? Why is she here?
She comes back.
We get a message and we hear that they want to see us the day before they're leaving. And they want to meet us at our town. So,
so at the beach, it was different. She was different. She was much more like social and like trying, and she was just different. The energy was different.
Yeah, we went to breakfast. They weren't there, the couple was not there, but our friends were there. So we're talking to our friends, we're having a great time. Then they show up, we're still shopping. Dawn is sitting outside with our friend.
The guys are doing what the guys do. You know, the women are, and I don't mean this stereotypically, but in this case it was true that the guys were kind of sitting around in these hammocks that they're selling, and we're just talking about, you know, life stuff, flat earth, that kind of thing, and these guys are trying to figure some things out, but they're very professional men. They're very involved in their work. They're very hard workers.
Right.
And so it's one of those, you know what I mean. You have to kind of go slow and take it easy, and don't drop too much on them, because, you know, the first thing is like, well, why does it matter to me if it's round or if it's flat? That's kind of where they're at.
So whatever, fast forward, the next thing I knew, I heard Dawn say, Pizzagate.
But I mentioned Pizzagate. Guys, I'm not kidding you. It was like, she comes out and she's pointing at me and she's like, oh, I can't believe that you believe that? You believe, where do you get your information from? The internet? I'm sure you find all this on the internet, and just like spitting. So much so that one of the brothers, not her husband, is just kind of like looks at her, and I'm sitting there, and the point that I was making didn't require me using Pizzagate. I just happened to grab that as a, well, here, let me use this as for instance. And I said, oh, well, okay. I says, if that's something that's controversial, I don't want to upset you. And she's like, you're not upsetting me.
When I saw her, I was like, whoa. Well, the guy we were with, who was speaking with Dawn, had nothing to do with her, was like, hey, we need to just calm down here.
Yeah, whoa. He did the same thing, like, whoa. So when I touched on what is the primary worship that we know that they all engage in, it's child pedophilia. So when we started attacking what they're based on, that's it. That
total 180.
No self-control, hot flash temper.
Right when that happened, I turned and I faced the street, and this car that was right in front of us, license plate 222.
Yeah. So they were taking off at that point, and we were kind of saying goodbye, and I'm like, I didn't want to touch her. I didn't want to feel her energy, nothing. And at that time, it hit me that I'm thinking, it was the Pizzagate, which is an attack on the pedophilia. That's what got her. Because at first, it was so shocking that I was like, whoa, what did I say? One of the reasons for mentioning this is to make you aware that this can happen. But at this point, I was just looking at her, and everybody's hugging everybody. It's like, oh, it's so good to see you, so good to see you. And I'm just looking at her like, I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of putting my shoulder towards her like, don't you even think about it. For most people, you're usually on your own as a truther. And your family will give you crap, your spouse will give you crap, you know, because as you learn and as you figure these things out, there will be more and more attacks on you. This is a war, nothing left. And it does matter. 1 Corinthians 15:33, bad associations spoil useful habits. So if you're trying to wake yourself up, but you're spending time with people who regularly consume excessive amounts of alcohol,
heroin, drugs, coke,
right, prescription
whatever,
drugs or
beat their
otherwise,
wives, whatever.
Those are, even watching TV shows, you've got to look for those giveaways about how asleep that they are, because the more asleep that they are, the more accessible they are to the demons to use. And if it's your sister or your mom and you're giving them opportunity and, you know, they don't know, they can just be used and triggered. So caution and keep your eyes open, because it isn't just the celebrities and the political figures and so forth. It is the people that you know. And bunkers ain't going to save them. They don't seem to get it because they have no reasoning. They have no self-control. They have none of that. They're just so furious.
Prepare yourselves.
Prepare yourselves. Thank you for watching. And again, this is a longer video, but it usually is when
I'm going to edit it.
She's going to edit it, so it will be shorter. Thank you so much for watching and for your support. Brothers and sisters, please stay awake and keep fighting.